The English conditionals. If you find these difficult, today's lesson is for you. We will look at the 4 different types of conditionals along with examples and practice as well. This lesson will not only improve your knowledge regarding these grammar points, but also increase your vocabulary as well as fluency in English. I have also created a free PDF worksheet for you, describing each type of conditional along with examples. You can download this free PDF worksheet in the description below. Hi, my name's Teacher James, and I help you to learn English 10 times faster. I invite you to subscribe. All right, let's go to the board. Yay, conditionals! Let's learn the different types of conditionals, how we make sentences with each type, and when we use the conditionals. Here are the 4 types of conditionals. Zero conditional. If you heat ice, it melts. And no worries, this is just a brief look at each one. In the following slides, we will look at them in more detail. First conditional. If it rains tomorrow, we will stay indoors. Second conditional. If I won the lottery, I would travel around the world. Third conditional. If she had studied harder, she would have passed the exam. The zero conditional is formed using the present simple here in pink and the present simple in the yellow. If you heat ice, it melts. Do you get ice or snow where you live? By the way, you can introduce yourself in the comments below. I would love to meet you. Let me know where you're from as well. Here is another example of the zero conditional. If you mix red and yellow, you get orange. Have you done that before? Speaking of mixing colors, I used to love to paint when I was younger. Now I don't have so much time, but I still love to paint. Did you do any kind of art when you were younger? Okay, one more example for this conditional type. If it's cold outside, the water freezes. Yes, that's quite logical, right? How cold does it get in your city? Is it cold enough in the winter to freeze water outside? I'm from Canada, and it gets super, super cold during the winter. In fact, just a couple of weeks ago, it dropped down to minus 35 Celsius. You only need 0 degrees to freeze water. All right, I hope you're enjoying the lesson so far. If so, hit the like button. First conditional. Example. If it rains tomorrow, we will stay indoors. This conditional is formed using the present simple in the first clause and the future simple in the second clause. And you can actually use will or going to. Both make up the future simple. Hey, if it rains tomorrow in your city, tell me, what will you do? Will you go outside or will you stay inside? Do you like to play in the rain? Here's another example. If she studies hard, she will pass the exam. The conditionals are made up of 2 clauses. The first clause is the condition or situation, and the second clause is the result. Do you normally study in advance or do you leave it to the last minute? Or maybe you're so intelligent that you don't even need to study. Are you one of those people? One more example for this conditional. If it rains tomorrow, I will bring an umbrella. Oh my, I have an umbrella, but I always forget to bring it with me. Does that happen to you? All right, second conditional. If I won the lottery, I would travel around the world, around the world, around the world. This conditional type is made up of the past simple and the use of would or could. You can use either one. By the way, these conditionals are reversible. That's right. You can flip them around. For example, this one reads, if I won the lottery, I would travel around the world. But you can flip it like this. I would travel around the world if I won the lottery. Have you ever won the lottery? If you won the lottery, what would you do with the money? Leave it in the comments. I'll be checking. Here is another example. If I were rich, I would buy a mansion. Ha ha ha. Actually, I wouldn't because I would hate to have to clean it. I guess I could hire a cleaning person, or maybe more than one, depending on the size of my mansion. But nah, honestly, if I were rich, I would buy a humble small home. Well, maybe not small, but not a mansion. If I were rich, I would buy a medium-sized home, maybe 3 bedrooms at the most, to be honest, and 2 bathrooms, very important, especially if you live with someone else. I would use the rest of the money to first buy a nice car or two, and I would invest a lot of that money, and I would probably do some traveling as well. What would you do if you were rich? And last example for this conditional type. If I had more bricks, I could build a bigger house. Oh, yeah. That would be fun to build your own house. Would you ever build your own house? Maybe buy a plot of land and get some bricks and build your own house? Or maybe you have already. Let us know in the comments. And last but not least, the third conditional. If she had studied harder, she would have passed the exam. Oh, the regret, the regret. This conditional is formed using the past perfect and would or could have plus the past participle. Has this ever happened to you? Have you ever not studied hard enough for an exam? Or maybe you thought an exam was going to be easier than it actually was, and therefore you didn't study enough? Oh, the pain. Here's another example. If she had known about the meeting, she would have attended. Yeah, come on. Why didn't you tell her there was a meeting? Last example. If she had informed me, I could have done something about it. By the way, here is some homework for you. I want you to choose one of these 4 conditionals and leave another example in the comments. Make sure to write the name of the conditional first and then your example. I will be checking. All right, teacher, that's great. You've shown us each type of conditional along with examples, but how do we know when to use each one? That's a great question. Thanks for asking. The zero conditional is used to talk about general truths, facts, or things that that things that are always true. First conditional is used to talk about real or possible situations in the present or future. The second conditional is used to talk about hypothetical or unreal situations in the present or future. And the third conditional is used to talk about hypothetical or unreal situations in the past. All right, okay, teacher. Sounds good. But hey, do we have to use the word if with every conditional? Another great question. I'm glad you asked. The answer is no. Here are some other words you can use with these conditionals. When, as long as, suppose or supposing, unless, if not, on condition that, since, provided or providing that, even if, and as. For example, when it's cold outside, water freezes. Another example, using unless. I will not attend the party unless Amy is going. Get creative when you do your homework and leave an example using one of these conditional types in the comments. Try and use a different word instead of if. All right, now you're almost an expert with the conditionals. Here is some more information to bring you to expert level. In a conditional sentence, the if clause, also known as the conditional clause, presents a condition or situation, what I was talking about earlier in the lesson, right? That must be met for the result to occur. The main clause, also known as the result clause, which is the second part, expresses the outcome or consequence of the condition being fulfilled. Together, these clauses form a conditional statement that outlines a potential cause and effect relationship. Ah, so cute. These clauses are in a relationship. The if clause can precede or follow the main clause. When it's at the beginning of the sentence, we put a comma after the if clause. When the main clause is first, no comma is used. Remember that I mentioned this earlier on in the lesson that you can flip them, correct? Just remember that if you put the main clause first, no comma is used to separate the clauses. Yay! Congratulations! Now you understand the 4 types of conditionals and how to use them in real life. Don't forget to teach what you have learned today to a friend or family member. This will help you retain the knowledge. And remember, don't just study English, live it. Don't forget to download the free PDF worksheet in the description below. If this video has been helpful to you, give it a like. And if you haven't yet, don't forget to subscribe. I'll see you next class.